Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring, where we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated. HSN Mentoring provides a turnkey solution for gym owners and nutrition coaches to feel confident talking about nutrition to their members and their communities, as well as saving time because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Most people open a gym because they have a passion for helping people. It starts as a side hustle with the goal of being able to pursue running the gym as a full-time career. Ellie and Alex are the same way. I remember doing a free call with Ellie, one of the co-owners of Cultivar Health in Australia. She talked about how they opened the gym with 5 pillars in mind: exercise, nutrition, sleep, mindset, and relationships. They did all the areas really well, except nutrition. They knew that was the missing piece of their puzzle. Ellie, like most gym owners, had the goal of leaving her full-time position as a lawyer to work in the gym full-time. She wanted to help people take control of their health. They actually signed up for HSN Mentoring right before they were forced to shut down their gym due to COVID. It honestly was a blessing in disguise for them because they had time to go through the training and get all the systems in place, and they really used HSN as their retention strategy. Just a few months later, she was actually able to leave her full-time job as a lawyer because they built a robust nutrition program and they were able to systemize their business. Like most gyms in the US, Cultivar Health in Australia is seeing an influx in new members once they had reopened after COVID. Now, they feel confident guiding their clients to the solution to not only fight chronic disease and achieve optimal health, but prevent it through nutrition and fitness. Listen to how they built their nutrition program that's firing on all cylinders in less than 2 months. Enjoy. Ellie and Alexandra, welcome to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast all the way from Australia. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, thanks for having us.
Man, I'm so excited to talk to you guys because you really turned an obstacle into an opportunity and dialed in so many things during the pandemic and the time that you were shut down to really help support your members. And man, is there light at the end of the tunnel for you guys? You were just talking about some of the cool things that have happened, and I can't wait to let you guys share all of those. But first, before we dive into that, tell me a little bit about your vision with the gym and what you guys wanted to accomplish with Cultivar Health.
When we first opened, it was in August last year. We set out to work on people's 5 pillars of health. So for us, it's the 5 factors people could control: exercise, nutrition, mindset, sleep, and relationships. And you know, when you start, it's all well and good to have that vision, but obviously things get in the way and things pop up, and you're just trying to run your gym and you focus on that exercise component. And we definitely felt like we weren't putting any focus on people's health as much as we wanted to across those 5 pillars, because you're just trying to get through, just trying to get people in the door, trying to get them to come every day and really get them bought in. So it wasn't until probably the start of this year in January where we sat down and went, we really need to focus on what we set out to do, and kind of take those distractions away. And that's when we kind of looked at our nutrition offering and went, it doesn't exist and it needs to.
Yes, I remember that email with Matt Swift. He's like, hey, I want you to meet my friends over here in Australia. And we jumped on a call, and then it didn't seem like too much later, you guys decided to sign up. And then not too much longer after that, we all shut our gyms down for extended periods of time, right?
Yeah, it was interesting because we were sitting here like almost in that desperate phase where we were like, what do we do? And Ellie was like, I'm just going to email Matt. I'm just going to ask him for some help. And he was extremely helpful in taking us to HSN. And as soon as we had that chat, we were like, is this like a secret that no one knows about? We were like, how isn't everyone doing this? Like the fact that we could be those coaches to the people that we already know. That was the big thing. You know, it's so hard to put your trust in someone with something like that. And we thought we had to bring someone else in, to a dietitian, let's say, for our members to work with. But the fact that we could do it backed by a dietitian was just, yeah, it was like the piece of the puzzle that we were missing. So we were super excited, and we were ready to go, and we could kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel. And then, like you said, we all shut down, but we were just able to reach out and say, hey, because we've shut down, do you guys still want to work on this? And it was really great to also get to do it and just mostly do that, like we got to start it and really focus on it without the distraction of almost the gym being open. So it was a little bit like a blessing in disguise to give us that chance.
I think it definitely would have helped with retention of your clients, right? I know at our HQ location, like our clients saw good results. I mean, we had clients lose over 15 pounds during the 3 months of shutdowns because they had a nutrition coach on their booty about eating healthy and staying on track, right? You guys were able to provide that additional layer of support. And, I remember us having an initial conversation and you were talking about those 5 pillars. And I think this is such a common thing that gym owners want to help people, and we think we're going to have all these different services, all these different things when we have the vision of what our roadmap of our gym is going to look like. And when you open it up, you're like, oh gosh, I just need to get people in here. Let's just focus on the training because that's what I'm the best at. That's what I'm the most comfortable with. And then the other stuff just kind of gets pushed back to the back burner. It's such a common theme, right?
Yeah. Sure. And for us, we thought, okay, the way to deal with it is to outsource it and kind of bring in someone else. But as you, I'm sure, well know, finding that right person to fit into your team and your gym is so tough, especially when you have a specific vision. So for us to be able to find HSN and get the training and be able to do it ourselves, and then when we eventually do have that next coach come in and be able to put them through the exact same training as us, it was just a godsend for us.
It's also really cool because the next coach that we want to bring on, we're now both on full-time. We want it to be another full-time person. And it almost adds that ability for them to make a real living as well. So that's just such a bonus because we don't want it to be like somebody who has another job and is tired but loves CrossFit and, that whole thing. We want them to be able to really make a living coaching here. So it does really allow for them to grow as a coach as well.
Absolutely. And be able to really offer the whole package to your clients. Ellie, when we talked during the free call, you said, hey, I've got a full-time job, but eventually I want to get over to the gym full-time, right?
Yep.
And then what happened?
Yesterday, I did my last day at my full-time job, which is amazing.
Gosh.
It's always been a goal for both Alex and I to be on full-time, but this not only allowed us to sort of keep the gym doors open over the shutdown, like we had that extra revenue from nutrition coaching, but when we did reopen and we still have that extra revenue coming in, it is very much a full-time job for me now doing the nutrition coaching and the gym stuff. So it's allowed me to finish up with my job sooner than I thought. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased to be on it full time now.
I'm so excited for you, and I cannot wait to watch all the things you guys do to help your community now that you are fully in it and just ready to take off with the nutrition side and be able to offer both, or maybe just people want help with nutrition, right?
Yeah, we've had some of those people as well come through, and that's really exciting for us as well. I worked with my first person who was a new person. I had my first consultation with them this week. So that was the first time of me having someone who doesn't already have that trust in me and sitting down and going, hey, I'm Ellie, like tell me all these like really personal details about yourself. And it's a whole new experience again. So it's really cool to see that it's now reaching people who aren't just within our gym.
That's awesome. And what I've found over the years is like, this is a great in that's a less intimidating barrier of entry. And then those people end up turning into fitness clients and personal training clients and gym clients. So, another way to get people started at your facility that might be scared of CrossFit or group fitness classes. Talk to me about, you guys obviously put a lot of systems in place when you were closed during the shutdowns, but now you've reopened. Talk to me about that experience the past couple of weeks. How's it been in Australia reopening your gym?
Yeah, so they had told us that they gave us a date a month in advance. So mid-May, they said you can open June 13th. And we had really decided to take that time after about a week of sulking, but I got through it. We had decided to take the shutdown as a time to look at what we had done in the year and what we could do better and what we wanted to change and improve. So it was a really good time for us to sit down and work on all the things, press the pause button on our business, which nobody gets the chance to do. And then we were having a nice lunch on a Sunday afternoon 2 weeks ago, and they said, you guys can open tomorrow. And it was a bit of a scramble from there. But luckily, because we had been already making those plans, we felt pretty ready. There was just some little details, maybe gym stuff that we wanted to do inside. But other than that, we were good to go. So we just opened straight away. We got 20 plus inquiries and we booked them in for those first 2 weeks and did everything we could to get everyone in the door. And it was better than we could have ever imagined. And we felt it was really nice to feel so ready for it at a time when, we could have just kind of sat back and been like, oh, well, we'll see what happens.
And I think two of the things we reflected on during the break and having started with HSN, because you guys obviously give so much business advice as well. One, make it easy for them to book online, and that has made a huge difference to our inquiries. And two, meet with every single person to talk to them about their nutrition and their training, because I guess the CrossFit way is someone emails you and goes, hey, I just want to drop in and try your gym, and you go, just come to the 6 p.m. If you like it, sign up. We don't do that anymore. We have every single person come in and sit down one-on-one with us, and we ask the nutrition questions as well to just get them thinking about it. Our rate of converting to members has been insane since we started doing that. It's been over 90%, I would say.
We did always have that thing where, an existing CrossFitter joins you and you throw them into class, and then you feel like you never know them. It takes so long to get to know them. So because of the nutrition, it was a really good way to be like, we just want to sit down and have a chat with you to get to know you a little bit more, not to just be like, well, we need to talk about fitness. And then when you bring up those questions, a lot of the times you feel that level of kind of buy-in, I guess, even while you're sitting there, it just something switches. And they are always bummed to hear that they obviously need to work on nutrition if they want results quicker. But then they're like, oh, okay, and you guys do that here? And then, you go from there. So it's been really nice and a better way to get to know even our existing CrossFitters, and rather than just throwing them into the membership.
Absolutely. Having that free intro process is so important because you're right. It gives you an opportunity to get to know people and understand what is their why, because we know progress isn't a straight line. And if we can understand how you can help them, you can guide them easily to an option to get started with nutrition and fitness on day one, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's been so handy to reassess that.
Awesome. What about the feedback from the existing members that have come back into your facility? How was that welcome back moment? I know for us, it was amazing, but talk to me about yours with your existing members.
It's been I don't know. Yeah, you can see the smile on our face. It's been amazing. Obviously, we miss the members, and that's why you do it. But even for them coming in, when we shut our doors, we've only been open for 7 or 8 months. So it was kind of hopefully see you on the other side of this. Don't really know what's going to happen. So to come back in and everyone's just so excited for us and so excited for them to get back into their normal routine. And the amount of people we've had come up and just be like, thank you so much for kind of being there during that break. We did Zoom classes every day. We did virtual cooking classes. We did check-ins on the HSN app every day for some people who needed it. And the appreciation has been overwhelming, and it's just so nice to see people in person again. It's been great.
And also most people are still working from home because businesses are taking a little bit longer to figure out their process. Just that, it's genuinely now that hour in their day that they're like, oh, I'm gonna get some interaction and I'm gonna have a good time, and they're even happier to be here than even before the shutdown.
I love it. I think that's a consensus that we can all feel, just people super excited to be back with each other. And even though there's new rules at the gym about social distancing, people just crave that connection, right? And I think you guys obviously went above and beyond to support them in a virtual realm, and they obviously appreciated it. They stuck around with you guys even not having a super long time before you shut down to build that relationship with them. Like, it's not like you guys have been around for 10 years and you've had these existing members forever. I think that puts you guys in another situation where you can realize how amazing the support was that you kept those people around. So good, kudos to you guys. Good job. What is something that you guys have had to learn and adapt using the platform? Like, obviously we built the program for Americans, and some of the things, like, I know that we've had to adapt, you guys being on literally the other side of the world, and it being winter over there now and different foods available. What are some things that you guys have had to kind of make your own with the platform to help support your clients or add to HSN mentoring?
I think with the meal plans, although we haven't done too many of those yet, just because of, people are just starting out with the coaching. The meal plans and the food options, I think it's just having people actually pick, okay, tell me 3 vegetables that you're willing to eat each day that are available to you. So I think probably being a bit more directive with, I need you to tell me things that you will actually eat, instead of going, here is this list, because a lot of the time people will, we call them capsicums, for example. I think you call them peppers because you call them peppers and you're from bell peppers, whatever. But even people just being like, oh, yeah, I'll pick from this list, and not actually knowing what a bell pepper is. So having that conversation with them to say, I need you to commit to 3 of these things and know what they look like. And if I put up a picture, you can tell me what this vegetable is. So just, being a bit more hands-on with that, I think, has helped.
Yeah, definitely understanding, like, what is the availability of food products in your grocery stores and different food markets that you guys have versus what we have here. And that's definitely like a branding thing, even like taking away branding from international meal plans, because you guys don't have the same brands over there. That was a learning curve for us, for sure. I think, but at the end of the day, whether you're in the US, Canada, Australia, people are still struggling with similar things, right? Like, they need accountability, they need support, they need a simple system to go to, right?
Definitely. And I think one thing, having visited America a few times, I think a big difference here is that people don't eat takeout as much and they don't eat out as much. So obviously people still enjoy that social aspect, but it is more about teaching them how to cook at home properly, because people probably cook at home more than they do. I know when we go to America, it's kind of like you just grab something that's quick and easy. Mm-hmm. It's less about that here, I would say.
Yeah. And also even just like we start with plate method. It's great. And people are like, I am 100% confident. And then you're like, send me a picture and there's 1 piece of spinach and like 1 piece of broccoli. And so it's really interesting, just like vegetables, like people's just like
perception is interesting.
Yeah. So they're like, I'll have potato salad and corn. And I'm like, oh, almost. So yeah. It's really simple. It's a lot more simple. I was pretty nervous to do any nutrition coaching. And now I'm like, it's so basic in a lot of ways that you don't have to do that whole meal plan and give them a list and all that. It's like, just show me what you're doing and we'll go from there. And it makes it really easy to give like actionable advice.
Mm-hmm. I think I relate it to coaching all the time, right? Like, you're not going to think of someone as athlete and give them all these cues at one time, no matter what they were starting from. No, you're going to look at what they're doing. You're going to give them one thing, see if they can nail that. And then if they do, you're going to give them one more thing. But I think as nutrition coaches, a lot of times we're like, I don't care what you did before. Here's this really different thing that I want you to change everything in your life to follow this really different thing. And that's when people feel overwhelmed. And then you don't build those long-term clients because they don't feel like they can do it, right?
Yeah, well, they feel like it's a 12-week challenge in a way, as opposed to this is me committing to changing my life. And so it has to fit in with their lifestyle. If they have kids, it has to work for that. If they do shift work, it has to work in with that. Some people, like as a lawyer, I know a lot of people who are in court for unknown amount of times. And I know that it's the same as a nurse or a doctor or whatever. Sometimes you just don't know when you're going to get to eat again. So something like the plate method is when you do eat, make it balanced, make it good. And that's as simple as it can be.
Absolutely. I love the plate method. I start all of our clients with the same thing. Keep it super simple. What is one thing that you guys started during the pandemic? Obviously, you built your whole nutrition program during the pandemic, but what's one thing that you started during the pandemic that you think you'll continue after this is over?
We did outdoor training. We were allowed to do a little bit of outdoor training, and we had some sprinting sessions at the park, like CrossFitters running. It doesn't go
Doesn't
together.
match up.
But people really found it pretty fun, and I asked them on the day, like, if I were to program this again, would y'all do it? And they were like, yeah, of course. This was actually really good. So getting outside, like, you just get so stuck in your gym sometimes that you don't think about it, and we have a lot of parks very close by, so we'll probably try to take it outside a little bit more often. It's winter here, but it's like beautiful outside. It never gets cold, so taking advantage of that too, it can just get like some fresh air.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Awesome. Ellie, anything you would think of that you guys added? Did you guys do any nutrition talks during the shutdown?
We did. We had one planned, pretty much for right when we shut down.
Mhm.
But instead of doing nutrition talks, we just did virtual cooking.
Yeah.
So what we thought was, we'll give this a try. Like, it's a Friday night, we're going to cook anyway. We were cooking one of your recipes. So we were like, we'll give it a try and see if anyone logs in. And it really built momentum to where people looked forward to it as their favorite time of the week.
Cool.
There was definitely some alcohol, which we didn't advertise, but which happened naturally. But yeah, people just wanted that connection. Same thing. So it wasn't as if we had to convince people to log on and, come on guys, let's learn about nutrition. It was just like, let's all cook together, let's be together. And obviously a focus on, there's a difference between a little bit of sauce and a lot of sauce, and that can really change your meal. But it's those simple things. And it actually led us to, with one of my nutrition people, when we were allowed to come back and see each other again, I ended up going to her house and cooking breakfast with her, because I was like, I noticed on our Zoom cooking class that your meal looked different to my instructions when you sent me the photo. So let me come around and sort of like show you what the plate method actually looks like, including sauces and that sort of thing. And I think the one that really hits home for people is that a thumb of cheese is what you use when you're trying to lose weight. And that's pretty difficult to realize. So yeah, that was a really cool part of it. And we've got our next nutrition talk coming up this in 1 week's time. So that will be us kind of kicking off our nutrition challenge, which we're going to do.
Oh, awesome. So you're doing a nutrition challenge, and obviously you're probably advertising it to not just your members, you're advertising it to the public, right? So people don't have to be a member of your gym. They can get started with just the challenge, or maybe challenge plus fitness.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. We'll definitely put it out to everyone. We've kind of just started to really build our mailing list now, which is nice. That takes a while, and also the social media stuff as well. So yeah, we're excited to hopefully get some non-members in on that as well, and get them into the gym and get them learning about our way of nutrition, which I think is really different to a lot of things that are out there at the moment.
Yeah, if you make it simple and you don't overwhelm people, it's going to stick. I love the fact that you guys did a cooking class. I remember Lindsay telling me that hers was like building momentum, and it was for members only. And she had people asking how to get in. And she's like, well, you got to sign up for nutrition. She got like 3 more nutrition only clients, because they wanted to join her cooking class, especially because everyone was stuck at home and had no idea how to cook. At least over here in the US, we don't do a ton of cooking. They wanted help, right?
Yeah, it was good timing.
I think you guys got super creative with how to support your clients. Do you think that you'll continue some of those like cooking shows or like the interactive classes with your members now that you've opened up, or maybe do it in person?
Well, it's been 2 weeks, and I don't even know what day it is anymore. But once we can breathe again, and now that Ellie's back in, yeah, we'll definitely sit down again and just think about how we can keep some of those things going that people really enjoyed, and how we can make them practical and fun. Because anything we do, we really kind of sit there and go, would we do this? Like, would we genuinely want to take part in this? And if it if it passes that test, usually our people will enjoy it too. So it's just figuring out the best way to go about that. But yeah, definitely.
I think the most important thing that comes from it is having that app, and you always talk about accountability, but being able to carry that across, like checking in on people all the time is what holds them accountable, and people genuinely need that. I think sometimes with the gym, even people have an attitude as a coach or an owner of like, if people want to be in the gym, they'll come to the gym, and if they don't, then they won't. But some people just need that little bit of extra TLC every now and then to get them to just turn up. And once they can turn up consistently, that's when they see results. So I think that was a big one for Alex in particular, is just seeing like, I'm not hassling people. They actually want me to check in on them. They want me to care. It's not annoying. And I think we've already talked about taking that forward.
I could not agree with you more. You know, you look at retention of clients and it's building that relationship with them and them knowing that they can count on you, right? And you setting, even like we do check-in days at our HQ location, like every Friday, that's check-in day. People know they're getting checked in on Friday. It works really well. And if they expect that and you follow through, it really does help build that relationship with them.
Yeah, build that trust.
Absolutely. And do you guys, with the check-ins, you can schedule messages in the app. Do you guys use that feature to help with the check-in so that it's a little bit more automated?
Yeah, I definitely, I've done a fair few more people than Alex. So I use those automated check-ins for sure, especially if I've set tasks which I know are going to be more challenging. So once people get to that 4 or 6 week mark and I'm setting things that it's going to be a change for them, I'll schedule as many messages as I need to. Like one person in particular, I would send an automated message in the morning and at night to be like, take your breakfast to work with you. And when she came home, I knew what time she was coming home, and it said, make sure you're adding vegetables to your dinner that you're cooking right now. And she was like, I need it. Please send it, set it up. And those were the check-ins. She didn't have to respond, but she got them, and it was a reminder to be like, oh, I'm being watched.
That's what sometimes people need, right? And having those different layers of accountability and support with your programs and packages, make sure that you're appropriately charging for that time too, right? So, yes, there are people that need a little bit more support. I always ask what worked well in the past with clients, and when they tell me Weight Watchers, those meetings every single week, it's a kind of light bulb in my head that I know I'm going to guide you to a program that has increased accountability, because that's why you are successful, at least for the first few months, so that you get into a good routine, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
What is one thing that you would say to a gym owner that is thinking about starting a nutrition program? Like what's one thing that you would say to them, or just a gym owner in general after this pandemic? Like, how have you guys really realigned the services that you're offering now to the vision when you opened up your facility?
I would say call Nicole. Get it done. It's worth it. Makes it all very easy for you.
Get started. Nicole does all the work and hands it to you. So just do it.
It's unfortunate that nutrition is so important, because it is obviously like hard. It's hard to do for a lot of people, and we have so much access to so much crappy food all the time, 24/7, anything you want. So it's really something that if you really got into it, if you really opened a gym because you genuinely want to help people, you have to do it. Like, it's just not good enough anymore to just do the fitness. The fitness is 1 hour of their day, maybe 5 times, maybe 6 times a week. Like, that's nothing. And what they're eating is all the time out there. And that's something that you can have a huge impact on if you just have the right tools to do it. And it is intimidating. It is very intimidating when you haven't done it and when you feel like you don't have the education, I guess, around it. But now you can go to people who can give you that information, and it's huge. It's like mentorship and all that. It's just such an important part of business now, and we all kind of probably didn't get into this to be business people, right? That wasn't maybe the initial why, but if you want to make that impact, it has to be part of your why. You have to care about business side of it as well. And then in turn, you have to have people help you do that. So get a mentor in some way and get a nutrition mentor. It's the easiest way to go about it.
And I think the other thing from like the number one thing for us is like, if we write it on the wall or we put it out to our members, that's a commitment. And we try and do that as much as possible. So we're making that commitment to ourselves and to them, so that when people come up and they go, oh, what do you guys offer nutrition wise in your 5 pillars? And we go, nothing. Then we go, all right, we need to do something about this. And we have our core values, and we've just made a poster and we've stuck them on the wall so that we live by them and we stick to them. And that's probably like, it's so easy to lose direction, like we said at the start, to get distracted. Make it obvious, put it on the wall, send it out in an email so that you're committed to doing what you said you will.
Absolutely. And your members are going to thank you for that later, because they're going to see better results. They're going to see faster results when you do dial in or help them dial in their nutrition and keep them accountable, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are doing such an amazing job. I am so excited to watch your program grow now that both of you are full-time in the gym. Goodness.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're very relieved and looking forward to what's to come for sure.
Well, congrats on all of your success with your nutrition program. I'm excited to, again, continue to watch it grow. You guys are launching a challenge shortly, so good luck with the challenge launch. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Keep doing awesome things, guys. You guys are killing it in Australia.
Thank you for all of your support so far. It's been more than we could have ever asked for.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. So thank you.
You are so welcome. I love their story. Ellie and Alex are clearly passionate about helping people take control of their health and are able to finally add the missing piece of their puzzle with the help of HSN mentoring. If you are like Ellie and Alex and nutrition is the missing piece of the puzzle in your gym, head over to growyournutritionbusiness.com and book a free call today.